A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. Tehran is gearing up for crucial nuclear talks with France, Britain, and Germany in Geneva on Tuesday, marking the second round of discussions since the recent conflict with Israel disrupted previous negotiations with the United States. The stakes are high as the European partners have issued a stern warning to Iran: resume cooperation with the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, or face the reimposition of UN sanctions. This meeting comes in the wake of a 12-day war between Iran and Israel, during which U.S. strikes targeted Iranian nuclear facilities, further complicating an already tense diplomatic landscape. State media in Iran reported that the discussions will involve deputy foreign ministers from Iran and the three European nations, along with representatives from the European Union. This round of talks is particularly significant as it follows a previous meeting held in Istanbul on July 25th, which was overshadowed by the aftermath of the war and Iran's subsequent suspension of cooperation with the IAEA. Iran has expressed its discontent over the IAEA's failure to condemn the Israeli and U.S. strikes on its nuclear sites, leading to a breakdown in dialogue. The European trio, known as the E3, has been vocal about their intentions to trigger a snapback mechanism under the 2015 nuclear deal, which would reinstate sanctions that were lifted under the agreement unless Tehran curbs its uranium enrichment and reinstates cooperation with inspectors. Iran, however, disputes the legality of this mechanism, accusing the E3 of failing to uphold their commitments under the deal. The 2015 Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA, was designed to prevent Iran from developing nuclear weapons in exchange for sanctions relief. However, the landscape shifted dramatically when the United States unilaterally withdrew from the agreement in 2018, leading to a cascade of economic sanctions and Iran's gradual rollback of its nuclear commitments. Despite the E3's efforts to maintain the deal, many Western companies have exited Iran, exacerbating the nation's economic crisis and high inflation. As the deadline for activating the snapback mechanism looms in October, the E3 has hinted at a possible extension if Iran re-engages in meaningful negotiations and cooperation with the IAEA. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has countered this notion, asserting that the Europeans lack the authority to impose such conditions. The upcoming talks are fraught with tension, as Iran seeks to negotiate from a position of strength while the E3 aims to ensure compliance with the nuclear deal. The conditions set forth by the E3 include the resumption of inspections and transparency regarding Iran's enriched uranium stockpile, which has reportedly reached alarming levels. Iran has enriched uranium up to 60% purity, a mere technical step away from weapons-grade levels, raising concerns about its potential to produce nuclear weapons, a claim Tehran has consistently denied. The recent strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities have further complicated the situation, with the IAEA being denied access to inspect the damaged sites, leaving the international community in the dark about Iran's nuclear capabilities. As the talks in Geneva approach, the E3 is under pressure to determine whether Iran is genuinely willing to negotiate or merely stalling for time. The outcome of these discussions could have significant implications for regional security and international diplomatic relations. Iran has warned of a harsh response should sanctions be reinstated, indicating that the stakes are higher than ever. With each side holding firm to its positions, the world watches closely as the clock ticks down to the deadline for potential sanctions. The Geneva talks represent not just a diplomatic effort to resolve the nuclear standoff, but a critical juncture that could shape the future of Iran's nuclear ambitions and its relations with Western powers. As we await the developments from this high-stakes meeting, one thing is clear: the path to a resolution remains fraught with challenges and uncertainty. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.